Okay, well, we're back in the room, and look who I've got with me. Alex Arthur Jr., how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited.
Did you enjoy that?
I did. I loved
here
it.
we go. Here comes
Sure
trouble.
did.
If they come in the middle,
We've got junior, senior going on here. So I don't know if we can properly look here, because you were adamant, Alex,
Yep.
that you are better looking than your father. He
Yeah.
was adamant about this.
Is it not clear
Shall we
now
sort
we're
of-
both on the TV?
Which one should we look at? Let's look down. Let's look down this one. Let's see.
We can get a poll or something going on
Let's
Instagram.
get a poll going or something. But listen, proud moment for you to have your boy making his debut. Such a big show. Tell us what you're thinking.
Well, I mean, it's like I said before, it's a fantastic achievement, or it's a fantastic event to be involved in for young Alex. The platform here is massive. Of course, it's going to be live on DAZN. Undercard of Josh Taylor, undisputed world champion from Scotland. Also undercard of Lee McGregor and Nathaniel Collins, which, I don't think got enough credit up there. I think it's an unbelievable fight. I think it's going to be one of the best fights we've maybe seen in this country. I'm not even exaggerating. I was involved, of course, in maybe the biggest all Scottish fights, in the past, against my great friend Willie Limond, against Craig Docherty, against Ricky Burns. I was involved in 3 big Scottish fights, all Scottish fights. So McGregor and Collins is going to be unbelievable. So for Alex to be on a card of that magnitude is amazing, really. Yeah, great.
It must be perfect to make your debut. When you thought about when you could make your pro debut, this was perfect, right? This is the dream. Hydro, Josh Taylor undercard.
There was no hurry. Really, there was no rush to jump into anything rash. When this opportunity arose, I knew it was meant to be. There was no other option.
And you're with Queensberry as well. You've come to Uncle Frank. You're doing all the right things.
Funnily enough, there's an interview that Frank has actually asked us to dig out of me sitting on the side of a ring after one of my dad's fights, and he asked my dad, or somebody, an interviewer like yourself, asked my dad, will your son box? And I was sitting there, and he says, I wouldn't like him to, but if he does ever decide to box, it will be Frank who promotes him.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, we're here now.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember it very, very well. Yeah, we went down to visit Frank, and we had the chat, and Frank remembered as well, and he says we'll have to find that video to get it back out there in the media and let everyone see what was said back then. So I believe it was after. I think it was after the Stevie Foster fight in Edinburgh, 2007. I think it was my first world title defence, and and it was a tough all night, and yeah, they asked, Alex was right beside me at the side of the ring, and they asked, is he going to box? And I said no, definitely not. But if he does, Frank will look after them. I kind of bypassed it off to Frank, so there you go.
So what made you want to box? Like, because your dad was saying maybe not, but I guess you just had that itch and it wouldn't go away, huh?
I mean, I don't really know nothing else. I was brought up around it. I was brought up in it, in the depth of it, from a contender to a champion level. I've seen it all. Maybe it wasn't the ideal path my parents wanted me to go down, but it's happened, and I'm gelling, and it's working nicely, and I've done well so far, and I believe I've got a lot more to give and show, and I'm really excited to get my career underway on the 24th of May.
Can you pretend he's not here for a second and just tell me how good he is?
He's very good. He's very naturally talented. Ever since he was a young boy, we've got video footage of Alex, literally as a toddler. And without me having shown him anything, I didn't want to show my son's boxing or how to box. And we've got footage of him hitting a punch bag, and you would think that he was maybe 8 years old and trained, very, very naturally talented, to the point that he's learnt a lot on his own, without me having to actually coach him. He was very much thrown in at the deep end because of his ability at quite an early stage of his amateur career as well. He's fought Olympians, he's fought guys who have fought in the World Amateur Championships, and he'd only had 20 or 30 bouts, and he was more than holding his own. This was evident from quite a young age. He's left-handed, he's all back to front, he's very difficult to teach, and he does his own thing, but is very effective. What he does works. I've had to adapt my coaching strategies to try and help understand how Alec operates, and that's been quite tricky as well, because when I first started coaching him, I would coach him along the lines of what I would do if I was competing against him. But I've had to start looking at him from, from his physical abilities, his mental aptitude, and start to try to develop him that way. And that's been a challenge in itself as well, but he's a fantastic young fighter. He's very, very quick. He's very alert. He's a brilliant counter puncher. He's got a good engine. He's physically very strong. So yeah, it's a really exciting time for him. Yeah, I'm really excited for him.
It sounds like you're your own man as well. You obviously got the same name as your dad.
Yeah.
But you're very much your own man.
Very much so. We're very different people in our own ways, but we come as a package, and you'll see that. You'll see that.
I can't wait. Just a final word just on Willie Lemon. He'd be here. He'd be here for a show like this. He'd have been buzzing around it.
Yeah.
It's great that Drew's on as well, and kind of.
It's fantastic.
Keeping the name there.
A lot of people forget Drew's brother Jake is very, very good as well. I actually commentated on his last fight, and he put on a brilliant performance. He turned it around at the last minute. He's got lots of talent as well. Both Drew and Jake are both fantastic little fighters. Very, very good. I was friends with Willie from we were 12, 13 years old. We were very, very close, even though we fought. If I could give the victory back to have him back here, I would let him be the victor over in our contest. If I could have him back, I'd be happy to have lost the fight if he was still with us. I don't really know any other way to put that across, but he's a massive miss to me. He was a very, very, very close friend of mine, so I can't even understand how much the boys must miss not having their dad there. It's my most important role in my life. I didn't really think that much of myself, to be fair, but my sons are everything to me. I have another young son, Macklin, who's a 6-7-time national champion, international gold medalist, a fantastic young boxer as well, and all my time and everything goes into them, just like Willie did with his sons. So it must be unbelievably difficult, but I could stand here all day talking about Willie, so yeah,
Listen,
it'll never be forgotten, that's for sure.
Never be forgotten. Really nicely said. Best of luck to you, Alex. And we can shake hands. Best of luck to you as well. This is going to be great fun, you two.